Questions and comments? The Honourable Member for South Okanagan, West Kootenay.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I'd like to thank my colleague from Nanaimo, Ladysmith, for her excellent speech. As an ecologist, I'm quite familiar with a lot of the predictions and projections around the increase in climate change over the next few decades. And one of the clearest projections in British Columbia especially, as my colleague mentioned, was the warming of our rivers. Just last year in my riding in the Okanagan Valley, we were predicted to get a record run of sockeye salmon, over 400,000 fish. Almost all of them, all but 10,000, died in the pools of the Columbia River because the water was too warm. And I just wanted to ask my colleague, we hear a lot, especially from the Conservatives here, on the price of action. I just want to know what the price of inaction is, especially with regard to salmon.
Well, member for Nanaimo, Ladysmith.
Thank my colleague. We share a salmon connection, me on the coast and my colleague in the interior. This is such a valuable industry for our province. Our province was built on salmon. We're salmon people, and we have a very strong commitment to around the Indigenous relationship in British Columbia to stand up in every way we can for salmon. This is 100% a federal responsibility. And sockeye salmon at our latitude, which are already at their southern range, are threatened with extinction by 2050. And maybe all species of salmon beyond sockeye by 2100. It would be a disaster economically and environmentally. We can't let that happen. So what's happening is as rivers get hotter, then the salmon either cannot go up to spawn or else they wait in the hope for cooler water, at which point they get preyed on by seals and other animals. When we lose our salmon population, not only are there human impacts, but the endangered orca whale that's resident in the southern Strait of Georgia, also known as the Salish Sea, they are losing their primary food. And so we have a commitment, a deep responsibility as a federal government to protect the Chinook salmon on which the endangered orca rely. It's a species at risk identified mammal, and we've got a strong responsibility to act. And reducing greenhouse gas emissions is the best way for us to do that.